one of your family members has it. Let me share with you about dyslexia. Dyslexia is a learning disorder that affects abilities to read, spell, write, and speak. Dyslexia is very common and has been around for a very long time. According to Sally Shewitz, its prevalence is actually 1 in 5 children, which is 20%. In fact, in the United States, around 80% of those who read poorly are believed to have dyslexia. In our country, it is estimated that 340,000 children who have dyslexia. There are no available statistics for Malaysia, but it is estimated 4% to 8% of children school-going has dyslexia. Those with dyslexia experience with laborious pace every time they read. Dyslexia is caused by the phonological processing problems, meaning people affected by it have trouble not with saying language, but with manipulating it. Let's take a look of what symptoms does dyslexia have.
Symptom of dyslexia. People can show the symptom of dyslexia at any age, but then tend to appear during childhood. Dyslexia can increase stability that can look to speak, meaning to read, to write. A child with dyslexia may take longer to speak. They may also mispronounce words, find root changing, and appear not distinguish between different word sounds.
Take a moment to read the following. How was that? Frustrating? Slow? What were those sentences about? They're actually a simulation of the experience of dyslexia, designed to make you decode each word. Those with dyslexia experience that laborious pace every time they read. When most people think of dyslexia, they think of seeing letters and words backwards, like seeing B as D and vice versa, or they might think people with dyslexia see saw as was. The truth is, people with dyslexia see things the same way as everyone else. Dyslexia is caused by a phonological processing problem, meaning people affected by it have trouble not with seeing language, but with manipulating it. For example, if you heard the word cat and then someone asked you, remove the C, what word would you have left? At. This can be difficult for those with dyslexia. Given a word in isolation like fantastic, students with dyslexia need to break the word into parts to read it. Fan, tas, tick. Time spent decoding makes it hard to keep up with peers and gain sufficient comprehension. Spelling words phonetically like STIK for stick and FRENS for friends is also common. These difficulties are more widespread and varied than commonly imagined. Dyslexia affects up to 1 in 5 people. It occurs on a continuum. One person might have mild dyslexia, while the next person has a profound case of it. Dyslexia also runs in families. It's common to see one family member who has trouble spelling, while another family member has severe difficulty decoding even one-syllable words like catch. The continuum and distribution of dyslexia suggest a broader principle to bear in mind as we look at how the brains of those with dyslexia process language. Neurodiversity is the idea that because all our brains show differences in structure and function, we shouldn't be so quick to label every deviation from the norm as a pathological disorder, or dismiss people living with these variations as defective. People with neurobiological variations like dyslexia, including such creative and inventive individuals as Picasso, Muhammad Ali, Whoopi Goldberg, Steven Spielberg, and Cher, clearly have every capacity to be brilliant and successful in life. So here's the special way the brains of those with dyslexia work. The brain is divided into two hemispheres. The left hemisphere is generally in charge of language and ultimately reading, while the right typically handles spatial activities. fMRI studies have found that the brains of those with dyslexia rely more on the right hemisphere and frontal lobe than the brains of those without it. This means when they read a word, it takes a longer trip through their brain and can get delayed in the frontal lobe. Because of this neurobiological glitch, they read with more difficulty. But those with dyslexia can physically change their brain and improve their reading. With an intensive multisensory intervention that breaks the language down and teaches the reader to decode based on syllable types and spelling rules, the brains of those with dyslexia begin using the left hemisphere more efficiently while reading, and their reading improves. The intervention works because it locates dyslexia appropriately, as a functional variation in the brain, which naturally shows all sorts of variations from one person to another. Neurodiversity emphasizes this spectrum of brain function in all humans and suggests that to better understand the perspectives of those around us, we should try to not only see the world through their eyes, but understand it through their brains.
Next, we need to write on paper a person with dyslexia, make revised number and letter without erasing it. Also, some children follow the step of learning program. For example, the person with dyslexia healing to a word, but completely forget for the next day. That's all about the symptom of dyslexia.
Other than heredity, one of the main causes for dyslexia is exposure during pregnancy. For sure, it's exposure to bad things like drugs, alcohol, nicotine, and infection that may alter your brain and many other factors. While you all know that there is no cure for dyslexia, making sure yourself stay as healthy as you can will just help you. Until now, science cannot clearly cite the main reason for dyslexia because there are many theories, and one of the main reasons for dyslexia or main causes is about heredity. Various studies have found that family members or maybe siblings who have dyslexia have an increased risk of developing the condition. But that doesn't mean that if you have the condition that your son can have it. It's just that the risk is higher. It will help to protect your child from developing the condition, but if you are pregnant or thinking about becoming pregnant, just avoid yourself from all the bad things because it can help yourself and also your baby. It is the best thing you can do. It's linked to genes, which is why the condition often runs in family. Most believe that dyslexics have problem in processing phonemes, the smallest divisions of sound when words are spoken. Reading and writing become complicated process because the brain needs to string letter to word and then sentence in order to interpret them correctly.
Hi, my name is Farisa. So I'm one of the family members of dyslexia children. So many people out there keep asking us what is the best treatment for dyslexia children. So what can I highlight is there is no cure with dyslexia and there is no single treatment with dyslexia children. So the important is parents are encouraged to put their children in school with special education and offer supplemental learning and training that designed to help dyslexia children. What I can share with you guys is the most popular learning method stress.